All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And with 2023 being just a couple days away, I thought now is the perfect time to do a tier list for everything superhero related that came out in 2022. I'm not 100% sure if this is everything, but this is a majority of what I could find. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss another one of my videos. And let me know down in the comment section, how would you rank or rate these all the superhero projects that came out this year. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's look at our tiers at our tier list. So first up, we got best, which means it's the best of the year. We got good films, which means that okay, they were pretty good, not too bad, not too bad. They were just fun times. We got okay films. They were not that bad, but they could have been a whole lot better. Could have been a whole lot better. Sorry about that. We got decent. We got decent films, which are just films that were just meh. They were just there to exist. They were there to exist. They were just there to do something, and they really didn't do much for me. We got rarely watch, which means that like I'll see it once in a long while, but it won't be a film. It won't be a project I'll go back to. I'll go back to watching. I'll go back to watch like every couple days or so. And then we got Never Saw, which is kind of self-explanatory. It's a project that I never saw, whether it be because I just didn't want to see it or was just because it never piqued my interest. So without further ado, let's get to it. First up, we got The Boys Season 3. I'm going to put this at good. I definitely think it was so far it's the best season out of all three of the seasons of The Boys. MM and Kamiko, I forgot how to pronounce her name for a second. Them two were my favorite character. Them two have been my favorite characters, and I feel like this season really upped my love for them and how they feel about like soups in general and how they feel about like their own family history. So I really did like that. I feel like Huey did kind of become an ass this season, but he did redeem himself, which I do appreciate him for doing. Butcher still the same ass that he always is. And I'm really glad that Annie is now a part of the boys. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with season 4. Next up, we got The Batman. I'm putting this film at best because this film was just I just loved how much it dived into the like detective side of Batman, which is something that we don't really ever see in any other Batman film, in any other Batman iteration. So I'm glad that Matt Reeves really dived into the detective side of Batman and how it made Riddler the main villain of the film. I'm sorry if you heard that. That was my grandfather yawning. But yeah, Robert Pattinson, I think he could have done a little bit better with the voice. I don't know, it's just the voice. His voice doesn't really hit the mark for me. But aside from that, the rest of the casting of the film is incredible. Andy Serkis as Alfred was awesome. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman was also incredible. I really did like the chemistry between both her and Bruce. And I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the second Batman film, along with future projects that Matt Reeves is going to be making. All right, next up we got Superman and Lois Season 2. I have never saw Season 1. I've only seen bits and pieces of it on the internet. Along with Season 2, it's just not really a show that piqued my interest. Like I see clips of it and stuff, and like it looks interesting, but it's just something that I wouldn't really like watch. I wouldn't spend my time like looking through like it's just something I wouldn't watch on my own accord. I would definitely like watch it just like do reviews for it, but it's definitely not something I would watch on a daily basis at all. So it's really not really something that interests me. All right, next up we got Peacemaker. I'm putting this at good. I think this was a good, very fun project. I binge watched the whole season like a couple days ago. Well, not a couple days ago, like a month ago, and I thought it was really fun. Vigilante was definitely he was definitely kind of an annoyance throughout the season, but he was still fun to see. Peacemaker kind of growing into a more caring person was really fun compared to how he was in the Suicide Squad. That was fun. I didn't really like how the whole villain was just like a butterfly thing. I really didn't. I don't really understand why they did that, but it was still fun. The action sequences were fun. Seeing how many helmets Peacemaker had was very fun, and the characters and their interactions was very hysterical as well as James Gunn really does it. Next up, we got Moon Knight. I'm also putting this one at good. This was also a fun project. I was definitely excited to learn more about the character of Moon Knight, and Oscar Isaac is always a joy when it comes to his roles. He did incredible playing Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, aka Moon Knight, and I really did love the action sequences that were in this show. Definitely towards the end of this, definitely towards like the season finale. Definitely the season finale was very good when it came to the action. The dynamic between Steven and Mark was incredible, just purely based on the fact that Oscar Isaac was playing both of them. The villain, Arthur Harrow, was okay. He was an okay villain. I feel like he was definitely that type of guy who was like a believer of like the gods and stuff. So I definitely kind of like that type of villain. Khonshu was kind of a dick throughout the whole show, but who knows? Maybe if we get season 2, we'll see a more sincere side of him. Next up, we got Morbius. This film can go right to never saw. It piqued my interest when the trailers came out, but after hearing all the reviews of it and just seeing like some of the CGI and stuff, it really did not pique my interest, especially with like that post-credit scene of Morbius that really made no damn sense at all. Like, there's been like a theory that's kind of gone through my mind about how that post-credit scene could make sense, but if anything, I'll just make like a short based on like that theory and stuff. So yeah, I'm placing it there. Next up, we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm placing this one at good as... don't want to place that good. No, good. I'm placing it as good. It was definitely a fun film. Sam Raimi definitely got to have so much fun with the horror aspects of the film. I do wish he went a little bit more with the gore aspect. Well, no, I can't even say that because we literally saw Black Bolt's mouth get exploded. We literally saw his head explode. We saw Mr. Fantastic get turned into spaghetti. So I can't really say much about the aspect of gore. But but this film was definitely kind of fun. I do think it was kind of overhyped with the fact of it being a multiverse of madness, just primarily due to the fact of how the promotion was making seem, oh, the multiverse is wide open, when in reality, we really only explored like 3 universes. Obviously, the main universe, the 616 universe, 838, and the Sinister Strange universe. We only explored those 3 universes, but I think it was still fun regardless. Wanda being the Scarlet Witch being the villain was really cool. I know for a fact that Wanda is not dead. There's no way that she died just by the fortress of Mount Wundagore falling on top of her. There's no way that she died from that. Xochitl Gomez as America Chavez was awesome. She was definitely a fun character to see. Wong kind of having more of a big role in the MCU is always fun to see, especially throughout Phase 4. He's been making appearances left and right, so that's been fun to see. And I think the main thing that holds this movie back for me was that there wasn't really much of a story arc for Strange, aside from the fact that, I put my work above everyone else, and that's what kind of destroyed my relationships, which is understandable to how his story goes throughout the comics and throughout what he's been through in the MCU so far. Next up, we got Miss Marvel. I'm gonna put this one at okay. This show was okay. I do think that it should have been at least like seven episodes at most, because I feel like the season finale was definitely rushed. It was really rushed. I didn't really like how I do like how Kamala's mother made the suit, but I don't really like how it was so rushed. I do really like on the fact of how they made Kamala a mutant, because I know people were very worried about how they were going to deal with her abilities, with her powers in this show, and I really didn't mind the power change. I just really wanted to see how they were going to handle it, and I think the fact that they officially made Kamala a mutant was by far the best way for them to do it, and not make them make some BS thing about saying, oh, she's half alien, meaning that that's kind of the case of what they did, but that's kind of the case of what they did of her being half alien, but regardless, I really liked how they made her a mutant, and how, because in my mind, mutants and Inhumans are completely the same thing. It's just the way they get their powers are different. And if you guys think that Kamala's transformation into a mutant is better than being an Inhuman, let me know why, or the other way around, if you think her being an Inhuman is better, let me know why in the comment section. But aside from that, the villain was okay. I think Najma, I think that was her name. Najma, she was an okay villain. I don't really think that they should have killed her off in the 5th episode. They should have definitely left her for the final episode. And I do think that the Damage Control kind of being the villains of the final episode was kind of meh. It was okay. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but this show was definitely kind of fun to see. Umbrella Academy Season 3, it was awesome. I absolutely loved the season. It was not as good as Season 2, But this season was definitely so fun to see. I absolutely love the Umbrella Academy. I love all the characters. I'm so excited for season 4. I wish season 4 would come sooner. But I really liked how I really liked how Elliot Page's transformation in real life, like transition to real life from female to male was handled in the show by making just Vanya just accepting that that's not who she is, and becoming Victor, and how all the characters pretty much just easily accepted that. I really did. I feel like that was the best way for them to approach it. Allison's character, I really did not like Allison this season. That season, she was really. I understand why she went down the path that she did, but she was. I really wish that she. I really hope that for season 4 she has that there's something in her that redeems her, because season 4 is going to be the last season. So I really hope that there's something that redeems her in the end. And I'm really excited to see how the Umbrellas and Sparrow Ben and hopefully Sloane, how they're gonna figure out a way to fix up whatever the hell Reginald Hargreaves did. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. All right, next up we got DC League of Super Pets. This film was decent. It was all right. I think it was definitely like catered a little bit towards kids, like The Rock and Kevin Hart, Diego Luna, and the rest of the cast that were in this film. They were okay. Like the film was decent at most. The pets getting their powers and them learning how to control it was fun. I did like that, but I just really didn't really see the purpose of this film. I didn't really understand why they made this film. But in the end, it was just a fun. It was an okay film. The villain was decent at most, and I don't know. There's really not much I can say aside from that. Thor: Love and Thunder. This film. I really wanted to like this film, but this film is going on rarely watch. I literally do not really like it. Well, no, I'm putting out rarely watch. I'm keeping it there. It was meh. Like when I first saw the film, I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good. But after watching it a second and third time, it just really gained my mind of how bad Thor is in this film. Taika Waititi, like I have nothing against him. He did incredible with Thor Ragnarok, but in my mind, I just feel like in my mind, he literally should not have been given so much freedom. If Kevin Feige was there, he should have restricted him of the humor, because this film is way too funny, or it's not even that. It's not even funny. It's way too comedic. This film is way too comedic, and they really needed to dial down on that, in my own opinion. But yeah, Gore the God Butcher, he was an awesome villain. I really wish I'd got more Christian Bale as him. Jane Foster's storyline, Natalie Portman, I feel like she was pretty good. I do wish that they kind of. Well, no, her story was really good, and I don't really understand why people are saying, "Oh, Jane is the next Thor." I'm just like, you literally saw her go to Valhalla. She's probably just gonna stay there for the rest of the rest of the MCU's existence. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets brought back somehow, but I don't think she's gonna become Thor again. I feel like that film, Thor: Love and Thunder, was just her one time being Thor, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Next up, we got I Am Groot, the 5 mini shorts thing. I thought it was okay. It was definitely just a fun little thing. It really had no real major connection to the MCU aside from Rocket being in like episode 5, I think, of I Am Groot. Definitely, the show was very, very hilarious, but it's not much I can say aside from it's not really much I can say aside from it was a fun little show, not really to be taken seriously. She-Hulk Attorney at Law, I'm putting it at okay, and I know people are saying, people are going to say, why are you not putting it, this show is trash, this show is horrible. I went into She-Hulk Attorney at Law knowing what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be cringy. I knew it was going to be, like, not that good. And because of me accepting that, I had fun with the show. By far, my favorite episodes are episodes 1, 3, 4, and 8. Those are, like, my 4 most favorite episodes of the entire show. I really understand Tatiana Maslany, she killed it as, she really killed it as She-Hulk. I'm very excited to see her in the MCU again. I want to see her again return. Titania, she was a real waste of a villain. If anything, they should have made her like a joke character and brought her into Thunderbolts, maybe. I don't know. But I do feel like each of these characters, I do feel like all the characters were kind of tolerable, aside from like the Intelligentsia, which were just stupid as hell. And like seeing Daredevil in the show was really fun. Seeing Abomination was really fun, and yeah, I just thought it was just like a fun time. Like I do feel like it's not that like important to the whole story. Well, it kind of is important with how like it set up Hulk and stuff. But I just thought it was just a really fun little show, and I would definitely watch it. I would definitely watch a couple episodes again. Black Adam, I'm putting this at decent. It was the first 2 acts of the film, they were good. They were pretty much fun. Seeing Black Adam go up against JSA was fun. But then, the third act, it kind of threw me off. It kind of threw me out of the story, and the whole Sabbac thing. The whole Sabbac villain thing was, it was meh. It was okay. I feel like the whole primary thing of the film show just followed the people keep the crown away, I guess. But it was okay. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he did okay as Black Adam. I do feel like this film was kind of not good for him. All the JSA stuff, they were okay. They were pretty good. Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, they were all good. Atom Smasher, he was really just there for comic relief, which I can respect, but I honestly wish that he did a little bit more in the story. The whole side characters, the kid and the mother, they really didn't need to serve that big of a role in the story, but they did, and I can't say anything else much about that. I'm not really gonna say much about this for the current DCEU, but it's after next year, we're not getting any more DCU content. We're getting the DCU, James Gunn's universe, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. I do wish that they keep some of the actors. Dwayne Johnson, I do think that he did his time as Black Adam, and I feel like it would be better for someone else to be casted as Black Adam in my mind. Next up, we got Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Best. This was by far the best Marvel project of this year. I absolutely loved this film. Namor and Shuri, they were the best. They were my favorite characters in the whole film. Really seeing how this film handled not just T'Challa's passing, but also Chadwick Boseman's passing was really handled well. The post-credit scene, it almost made me, it made my eyes water. It didn't make my eyes water. It made my heart feel so warm. It made my eyes kind of water. And from what I've heard about, what the original idea for Black Panther 2 would have been, I feel like I'm just really glad with this story. It would have been nice to see T'Challa again, but I'm happy with what they did with this film, and I'm real excited to see Shuri's story continue as the new Black Panther. Now we got the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I'm putting this at good. They definitely made this so that when Guardians 3 comes out in May, that we're very much gonna cry. I'm very much gonna get teary-eyed watching Guardians 3. I'm very certain. I won't be surprised if that actually happens to me. But I honestly did enjoy this special presentation. Seeing Mantis be kind of in the forefront of the thing was really fun, because we haven't really gotten to know Mantis that much. Obviously, it was revealed that Mantis is Quill's sister, which I kind of knew already. I kind of knew from the comics and stuff. And I really did love how we got to actually see her fight, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with her and obviously the rest of the Guardians in Volume 3. Next up, we got Werewolf by Night. I'm putting this at best. This was by far one of the most creative things that Marvel has ever done, and I really did love Werewolf by Night. It was really fun. I do kind of wish that they didn't have the screw when the actual werewolf came out. I really wish that they didn't I do wish that they made it easier to see the werewolf, but I'll let that slide by. This was very fun to see. I absolutely loved seeing Man-Thing and Jack's interactions. It was really fun. Excuse me, and I really hope that we get to see them, the two of them, and Elsa Bloodstone back in the MCU at some point, maybe in a Midnight Suns or in the Blade film. Next up, we got Harley Quinn Season 3. It was decent. It wasn't too bad. I feel like this season should have really focused on, it obviously was focusing on Harley and Ivy's relationship, but I really wish that they primarily focused on that and not Ivy's dream to turn Gotham, terraform Gotham and all that stuff. Bruce's story arc in this season was I did not like Bruce at all. I never really liked Bruce at all in this whole show. I feel like season 1 was the only season that I actually liked him in, and then season 2 and 3 were just kind of dragged. I am excited for season 4, but I really hope that they get the crew back together and bring back that season 1 vibe, where it's just the crew trying to pull off some missions, trying to pull off some tasks, and because I feel like that's what makes their interactions, that's what made season 1 so good for me. All right, next up we got a bunch of stuff that I've never seen before. We got Sandman, I never saw. Got DMZ, I never saw. Naomi, I never saw. Catwoman Catwoman Wanted Catwoman or whatever. I never saw. Next up we got Green Lantern Beware My Power. I'm gonna rarely watch this. It was okay. The film was okay. I definitely wanted it to be. I definitely thought it was gonna be a lot better, but comparing it to like something like Justice Society World War II, I definitely would want to watch Justice Society World War II more than Green Lantern Beware My Power. It just felt really dull. It felt really flat. I do think that the Adam Strange storyline was really fun. I did like that, but aside from that, not much else to really enjoy from it. Next up, we got Battle of the Super Sons. I have wanted to see it, but I'm just gonna wait until it comes out on HBO Max. And then finally, the Holy Grail, Young Justice. Get your butt up there. Young Justice Season 4, I absolutely loved it. It had me asking so many questions, so many ideas of what could be happening in the show. And I really hope, and I really need to get like Young Justice, all 4 seasons on DVD. I need Season 4 to come out on DVD. And I also need Season 5, because after what they teased at the end of Season 4 with Kara and Mary, they really need to make a Season 5. But if they don't, I feel like Season 4 was a good send-off to all the characters, but they should have brought Wally West back. They should have brought him back. That's all I have to say. Now, before I end this video, I feel like I do need to end off with some honorable mentions. In this thing, I was not able to find Stargirl Season 3. Stargirl Season 3 for me was good. I definitely enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy Yolanda's like storyline. I'm gonna put like a little screenshot of what I'm talking about now. So I'm gonna put Stargirl on the good tier. It was okay. It was really good. I feel like it was a good send off for the show. I do feel like Yolanda was being too much of a dick, but I can understand why she doesn't really trust. I can understand where she's coming from and all that stuff. The twists and turns of that season was so good. I literally was so confused throughout the whole season, and I think that's what made me love it so much. Then we also got Titans season 4 part 1. I'm putting it at best. I absolutely loved this first part of the season. I didn't like how Connor became. I think it was just because like the Lex Luthor side of him started to release, but who knows, maybe we'll get our Connor back in part 2. Brother Blood, I really love how Sebastian went from this good person to now he's going to become a villain. I really love the progression of that story. I love how Gar, Beast Boy, is now getting the spotlight along with Rachel again, and how all this is really tying back to season 1. Like, this season is primarily tying back to season 1, which I really do love at every single moment of it. And then the final honorable mention I'm putting in is so far of Doom Patrol season 4 part 1. The part 1 is not done yet, but it's gonna be. But by the time it finishes, we'll be in the new year. And I just want to put it here. So far, I'm putting Doom Patrol season 4 part 1 in good. It's definitely a good season. It's definitely so far good. Seeing all the characters kind of like deal with their problems as usual, and definitely seeing them try to become better people in a way. So there you go. That is my official tier list ranking for every single superhero project that came out of this year of 2022. Next year is going to be insane as well, and I feel like I think this is going to be something I'll do like every single year, at the end of every single year, just to do like a tier list, or maybe just like every single month. I don't know. But let me know down in the comments what you thought of this. What you thought of this tier ranking, and what you would rank all these projects. Let me know down in the comments, and we'll have a good discussion. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Joshua from Reyes Reviews, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.